I'm honored to serve as your head of school. Welcome to the 2024 Heritage Academy Homecoming Assembly. Homecoming is a time that we both honor and celebrate our more than 2,100 Heritage alumni. We're excited to welcome back the class of 2004 for their reunion. We're also honored to have Mr. Hank Reichley, a 1994 Heritage Academy graduate, as our Homecoming Assembly speaker. At this time, I invite you to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation led by SBA Vice President Kelly Wilson.
Salute, pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for many blessings you have placed in our lives and for watching over those who have traveled here today to celebrate our homecoming. Thank you for the blessings of our school, where we are allowed to openly worship you. Please watch over all fans as they travel here tonight, and please keep all participants free from injury. In everything we do, we praise your name. Amen. Please be seated. Good morning. I am Haley West, SGA Vice President. In celebration of homecoming, I welcome you to our beautiful gym for the 2024 Homecoming Assembly. The class of 2004 is having its reunion this weekend. With these returning class members, along with all other Heritage alumni, please stand to be recognized. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Justin Garner. He currently serves as President of the Heritage Academy Board of Directors.
Thanks, Kaylee. When Ms. Hardy asked me several months ago for a suggestion for homecoming speaker, I instinctively knew the answer. I was adamant not only about the suggestion, but also about introducing him. It's a rare opportunity to introduce a fellow classmate, distinguished alumnus, and dear friend. Henry Hank Reichley Jr. is the president and CEO of Staple Cotton. Staple Cotton is the oldest and largest cotton cooperative in the United States. Founded in 1921 and headquartered in Greenwood, Mississippi. Staple Cotton generates annual revenues of over $1 billion. Hank's led the company as president and CEO since 2018. A Columbus native, he's the son of Northley and Miss Dot Reichley, well known to many of you from her years of service here at Heritage, providing excellent meals, substitute teaching, and just a needed hug. Hank's a 1994 graduate of Heritage, where he was a standout football player and student leader. He was coached and taught by some of the faculty in this room today, including Coach Harris, Ms. Polk, Ms. Klein. After graduation from Heritage, he began his studies at Ole Miss. He earned his Bachelor of Accountancy from the University of Mississippi in 1998. He started his career in public accounting at Ernst & Young's Memphis office before moving in 2001 to the Scene, the world's first online neutral trading exchange for cotton. There he rose from corporate controller to chief financial officer, shaping his career in the cotton industry. Hank joined Staple Cotton in 2004, became senior director of export sales in 2005, traveling the world, marketing a large percentage of the cotton production in the United States. He advanced to vice president of export sales and market administration in 2010, and vice president of marketing in 2014. He was named the executive vice president in 2016 before being named president and CEO in 2018. He's actively involved in numerous industry and civic organizations, having served as president of the Cotton Council International and on the boards of the National Cotton Council and the Scene. He's a board member of the U.S. Cotton Trust Protocol and has served as a director of AMCOT, the International Sales Agency of American Cotton Growers. He has served on the Agribusiness Industry Council of the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis and is the current director of the Memphis branch of the St. Louis Federal Reserve Bank. Hanks is an active member of St. John's Methodist Church in Greenwood. He's also served for many years as the voice of the Pillow Academy Mustangs football network. But I can always count on Friday night text for a Patriots football score update. He didn't need one for last week's nomination of the Mustangs, but I suspect he'll request one tonight, so let's go Patriots. Hank's biography would be incomplete without mentioning his greatest achievement and asset, his high school sweetheart, wife, and fellow 1994 Heritage graduate, Merritt Mendoza-Reichley. During her time at Heritage, Merritt was named Homecoming Queen, Most Athletic, Prom Queen, Most Beautiful, and Hall of Fame. Hank humorously points out he received none of these awards, especially the Most Beautiful. Hank and Merritt live in Greenwood, Mississippi. They have 3 sons who made their parents very proud despite having graduated from Pillow Academy instead of their parents' alma mater. With that introduction, please join me in welcoming 2 of our standout alumni and 2 of my dearest friends back to the halls of Heritage Academy, Mr. Hank Reichley and his wife, Mary.
That bio was longer than the one that was sent over, Justin, so thanks for that. Good morning, Heritage Academy. So I need some energy to help make this speech. So good morning, Heritage Academy. Good morning. Justin, thank you for that introduction. Justin asked me to provide a very comprehensive overview of cotton marketing. I'm not sure why, but here it goes. I believe that I recall that Merritt reigned as prom queen, and her king was Justin Garner. So, Your Excellency, you were prom king, now school board president. I think you have a bright future. I am truly honored to have been asked to come back to Heritage to address this homecoming assembly. It's been 31 years since Merritt was the homecoming queen back in 1993. Merritt, if you don't mind, please stand up and let everybody take a good look at you. Please, you're not standing. For those of you wondering what she's doing with me, I often ask myself that same question. All I can say is that one of us might have outkicked our coverage, to use one of my live stream quotes. Truth be told, when I was asked to do this, I resided with the fact that I was the perfect choice because I am married to Merritt Mendoza. Hence, all the accolades in her bio, which I promise you were not easy to persuade her to let me put in there. So from the class of 1994, we have 3 graduates here with us today. We were supposed to have Amy Lowe Sharp. I see her husband over there, but she had to be out of town, unfortunately. So we have Dr. Justin Garner, Merritt Mendoza-Reichley, and myself. And believe it or not, as Justin pointed out, there are 3 faculty members that are still on the faculty today to help mold our future. Coach Yandel Harris, Ms. Cindy Klein, and Ms. Brenda Polk. It's absolutely fabulous to see you all. Back when I was a student, Ms. Klein, you might remember I always often had questions. So here's another one. So it's about 4 graduates here today, right? Or 3, but 4 would have been with us. If on graduation day you would have said, well, rank those that are most likely to come back and speak as an alumni to this assembly. Actually, don't do that. I feel comfortable, though, I've been in the top 4 for sure. So, but for the record, Justin, Merritt, Amy were all Hall of Famers, so I had pretty tough competition. Teachers, thank you. Those teachers that were here then, the ones that are here now, everybody that it takes to make school work. And we want to tell you we appreciate you for your dedication, and these students appreciate you. You are in a career that is a field that is widely regarded as the most influential, important, and most undervalued in the world. So in fact, I'd like the entire student body to stand up and give a huge round of applause to this faculty. Show them how much you appreciate it. They ask you to do something, do it. One time this client asked Justin to do something and he did it. If you don't already realize it, one day you will realize how much this faculty cares about you and how much they want you to succeed. They're here for one reason only, and that's you. So homecoming is the tradition of welcoming back alumni and other former members of an organization to celebrate an organization's existence. That's straight from Wikipedia, and You know, the internet never tells lies. So while homecoming is an event that's for many organizations, like civic organizations or churches, the tradition of homecoming began with football at schools. About 120 years ago, lots of schools lay claim to it, but the one that probably receives the award is the University of Missouri. So homecoming is a ubiquitous tradition across football and across colleges and universities and high schools today. Back in 1911, the athletic director of the University of Missouri invited all the alumni in a letter to come home because they were going to have the first ever on-campus football game between themselves and the Kansas Jayhawks. 10,000 alumni showed up, and it was a 3-3 defensive struggle at the end. I've seen Heritage play, I've seen League play. I don't forecast any 3-3 OT game going into OT today. So that was when coming home started with football. It's nothing fancy, but it's descriptive. Homecoming, though pretty plain, is straightforward, and it sounds good, just the aspect of coming home. It's comfortable, it's familial, it's a sense of place. More importantly, the key reason for homecoming is not the parades or the courts or the interclass egg fights like used to occur here. I don't know that they still do. I hope not. It's bad on paint jobs. Those are just the part of the fun when we're celebrating an institution. And in life, we tend to celebrate and commemorate things that are good and important. And we naturally place less emphasis on less important or negative things. So when we talk about this institution, we're talking about celebrating school. The collective experiences that we have while we go through it, the knowledge we gain, the expansion of our thought process, the friends we make, the teachers and other faculty that influence us and mold us, the courage and the confidence school instills in us. And even though sometimes it's overwhelming and challenging in many respects, our high school and the experience we have here is worth celebrating. You know, your high school experience stays with you your whole life. This school in particular is worth celebrating given its positive impact it has had on our lives, the current students' lives, and this community for the past 60 years. Of course, you've got those many state championships in many sports, including those in 1986, 2012, 2019, and 2021 in football. Those are worth celebrating. And honestly, I have very fond memories of the 1986 team, watching my older brother John, who's here today with his wife Samantha, win, and his teammates, including Lewis Sharp, win that state championship against Magnolia Heights. And more impressively, that state championship came in the middle of a 27-game winning streak that lasted over 3 years and still is Heritage's longest winning streak today, again, according to the internet, but I believe that's correct. And I'm also very keenly aware, Sean, of how good those 2012 and 19 and 21 teams were because Merritt and I had sons on the Pillow teams that were steamrolled in each of those years, but super talented teams and very well coached and fun to watch. In fact, Headmaster Harrison coached all of our boys at Pillow Academy at one point or another, which gives us firsthand knowledge and comfort that our alma mater, Heritage Academy, is in good hands. So let me offer some advice to the students today. Embrace every moment of your time here. Embrace it with a sense of appreciation. See it for the opportunity that it is. The education and opportunities that are afforded to you at Heritage Academy are incredible. You are fortunate to attend a place like this. Your parents and your family make sacrifices to pay tuition, to volunteer their time to make this school the best it can be for you, for your future. So be grateful, be present in the moment, and take advantage of all it has to offer academically, socially, and extracurricularly. Strive to do well in class, strive to have great relationships, and do well for your community. Work hard, and after that, play a little bit harder. When out in public, sell yourself, sell Heritage Academy. Show what makes you a proud patriot. And remember, when you're making memories, those memories will stick with you for a lifetime. So don't miss out on much. Soak up as much as you can. And look, hear this. Soaking up everything is not about thinking, I have to soak this up. It's about being present, physically, mentally, engaging, putting effort into everything you do, being communal with your fellow classmates. I reflect often about my days at Heritage Academy. Someday you will too, and I hope you remember them as fondly as I do. Now, having said that, that's all coming from a 48-year-old man that has the benefit of being a little more mature today, maybe a little bit, not much, more than I was in the 1990s. That probably wasn't the mindset that I or Merritt or Amy or Justin had every day. Certainly I can speak for myself, it wasn't always the time. But I reflect back and I have very few regrets other than maybe there were a few more opportunities that I could have taken, and I encourage you not to miss out on that. The setting of this school, regardless of whether you're one of those that actively soaks it up or one who gets it a little more subtly like I did through osmosis, is there. It's here to prepare you. Heritage prepares you for a life after Heritage. Our short number of years here not only made a lifetime full of memories, but offered a foundation from which we could build successful and fulfilling lives. The four of us I mentioned went on to college well prepared to take on the next step, where we maybe matured a little bit more, learned some more, met new friends, met new people, then went on to the next step of our lives. Heritage Academy didn't teach us everything we needed to know, but it laid the foundation for the next step. We were well-rounded and prepared, even if we didn't realize it when we left here. So Justin, aka Harvard, went on to be a medical doctor, as did several of our other classmates. Amy went on to be a physical therapist. And Merritt could have done anything she wanted to do with her talents and smarts in a degree in interior design. But she chose to focus her tremendous capacity on raising her own kids and influencing many more through our local school and through cheerleading. Influencing them positively, helping them find confidence, balance student life, and be their best. And she did this very same thing for me, greatly expanding my capabilities. I can assure you this, Hank with Merritt support is a lot more effective running Staple Cotton than Hank without Merritt support. Her character, determination, and overall persona are infectious. Justin failed to mention this in the intro, but the year before she was most beautiful, she was named Miss Congeniality. And that wasn't a category that they were supposed to be judging. The judges came up with it and said, we want this lady to be Miss Congeniality. Mary, I know this is making you uncomfortable, so I'll stop. So when I left Heritage Academy, I really had no clue what I planned to do other than go to college and have some fun. I told some people I was going to be a doctor, and they were very polite when I did so and said, okay, do it. But really, my basketball accolades eventually shed light on my career path goals. I saw Coach Harris, and he just woke up and said, what? The sign is not here, but it was very obvious on that 1992 state championship sign I was clearly destined to be a professional. Not basketball player, but numbers guy. And my fellow statistician was Dr. Harvard Garner. But actually, it was Miss Klein's accounting class that made accounting in college come a little bit easier for me than it did for many others. And with the success in those accounting classes, I gained more confidence in my scholastic ability. With more confidence, I naturally became more comfortable leading. And I had a greater sense of pride in myself and my abilities. And that's where the ball started rolling from a career standpoint. So Heritage Academy has a lot to do with that. Better grades led to better opportunities, and eventually I landed at the company that I lead today, Staple Cotton. Moving from accounting to sales to CEO. Not only has it been a comfortable living, but also the experience that it's granted me to travel, do business around the world in more than 20 countries. Merritt and I have enjoyed wonderful relationships with people from many different cultures. And I can just honestly say that I feed on the sense of purpose and responsibility that job gives me. And all I can do is give God the credit for directing my paths even when they wanted to swerve a little bit. I always do the right thing, and none of us do. But he put the right influences in my life, my wife, my parents, my mom, Dot Reichley, who's here today, my in-laws, Becky Mendoza's here today, Miss Sue, everybody that I'm not mentioning, Garners, thank you. Thank you for your patient support and love of Merritt and me through the years. I also include this positive foundation from Heritage as one of the many gifts from above. So I will conclude my thoughts with a few more. Again, I want to emphasize to the students, you are blessed to be in this school, to be in a school. There's a lot of places in the world you don't get to go to school. To be in this school, to be in this country. Recognize that and embrace it. There's opportunity in the making right here and right now at Heritage. The foundation that this Christian school offers is wonderful. And it doesn't matter really where you are today physically, here in Columbus, Mississippi, or where you are mentally. You can go on to do great things, whether you're the valedictorian or just an average student like I was. Heritage gives you an opportunity to succeed. Embrace it. I'm living proof of that. Garrett, Amy, and Justin already know. So in conclusion, I want to thank Ms. Vicki Hardy for the invitation to speak. I know Zach mentioned that I was coming over. He had heard that. Zach, I guess it's your, son's wife's brother? Yeah. Works for us as our in-house counsel. I want to wish good luck to the Patriot football team tonight. I watched you last week, and you were a good football team. I believe you can beat those Rebels, and I certainly will be pulling for you to do that. No doubt you can do it. And I want the rest of you to enjoy the homecoming week. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of the school you come from. Live in the moment. Achieve all your dreams and many more, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reichman. I'm Gabby Wambach, Secretary of SGA. And again, this is Kaylee West, Vice President of the SGA. Together, we will honor presenting the 2024 Homecoming Queen in their court.
Representing the 7th grade is Emmeline Shan Alden. Emmeline is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Richard Grover Alden II. Emmeline is escorted by William Rhett Alger. Rhett is the son of Dr. and Mrs. George Christopher Alger.
The 8th grade maid is Miriam K. Edwards. Miriam is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mary Joel Edwards. Miriam is escorted by Michael Bryson-Berg. He is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Matthew Bryson-Berg. Bryson's mother, Amy, is a 2002 Heritage Academy graduate.
Our freshman maid is Anna Crawford Fowler. Anna Crawford is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. William Matthew Fowler. Anna Crawford's father, Matt, is a 1998 Heritage Academy graduate. She is escorted by Lucas Alexander Gatewood. Lucas is the son of Mr. and Mrs. David Ward Gatewood. Lucas's father is a 1987 Heritage Academy graduate.
Representing the sophomore class is Nora Helen Owens. Helen is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Peter Bernie Owens. Helen is escorted by Charlie Allen Walker, Jr. Charlie is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Charlie Allen Walker, Sr.
Representing the junior class is Karis Yvonne Wynn. Karis is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Gregory Patton Wynn. Karis is escorted by Brian Emerson Weeks. Emerson is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Brian Allen Weeks.
Our senior maid is Abigail Madeline Blunt. Abigail is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alexander Blunt. Abigail is escorted by Parker Andrew Sharp. Parker is the son of Dr. Misty Todd Sharp and Mr. Jason Eric Sharp.
The Student Government Association maid is Sophie Marion Starks. Sophie is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. William Paul Starks II. Sophie is escorted by Hayes Davis Sansing. Hayes is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ashley Lane Sansing.
Heritage Academy's 2024 Homecoming Queen is Lillian Rose Moody. Lily is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Richard Boyce Moody. Lily is escorted by Thompson Alexander Reginbald. Thompson is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Martin Joseph Reginbald.
Crowning the Queen tonight will be Dr. Justin Garner, President of the Heritage Academy Board of Directors. He will be assisted by Crown Bearer Catherine Fisher Allgood and Robe Bearer Waylon Hayes Atkins. Kate is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Richard Berger Allgood II. Waylon is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Taylor Ryan Atkins.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 2024 Heritage Academy Homecoming Tour.
Now please stand for the singing of our alma mater, led by Allison Jones, our elementary music teacher. The words are at the back of the program.
Heritage Academy, our voices rise in song to you. Born in the minds of men, mightier you grew till now you're part of us and we're a part of you. Lead on in majesty, dare others who might doubt your worth. We believe in you, our dear heritage. Loyalty we give to you and pledge our faith in all you do. Long may your banner wave, symbol of your might. It stands for love and truth and yearning for the right. Shine forth and with your light protect us in the years ahead. We shall long have pride in our heritage.
Please be seated.
You are invited to attend our game tonight against Duke Academy. The kickoff is at 7 with the Homecoming Assembly at halftime. Events will be live streamed by the Heritage Sports Network. Before we leave today, the cheerleaders will lead us in a chant to get us fired up for tonight's game.
We are the best. B-A-T-R-I-O-T-S. Heritage, Patriots. We are the best. B-A-T-R-I-O-T-S. Heritage, Patriots. We are the best.
Before we dismiss, I want to say a couple thank yous. First to Hank, thank you for coming back. Students, if you heard anything you said, I hope you really paid attention about being present and soaking it all in. That was really great. All of this would not be possible without the work of Miss Gayla Ryan, Miss Allison Jones. If y'all would come forward, please. time, you are dismissed.